HWWS Web TV, the real social media television network. Check out HWWS Web TV. Hey, happy New Year 2021. We will never have to say 2020 again. Oops, I see. You can't hear me? Why are you pointing at your headphones, Jerome? You can speak.
Now
Hold
I
on,
can
Jerome.
hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, Rose,
But
can you hear me?
You've got that Bruce Lee thing happening.
You have the delay. Yeah, you have a delay.
Oh, I got a delay. Oh, that's terrible. I got the strongest internet.
You got that bad Japanese
here.
dub thing going on.
All right.
Watch
that's
out,
too bad.
Rose. Mark's going to break out
3.
into kung fu moves.
We will destroy you and fight your entire village.
There you go. Now you're linked.
Don't think
much better.
Now you're synced up.
You can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Is that what I was doing? I was synced up now. Hey, once again, good morning. Welcome to the 2021 version of Saturday Morning Cartoons. It's a brand new year, guys. It's going to be a fantastic year. I'm pretty sure of that. And we have absolutely nothing to worry about because things will be fine. Let me go ahead and talk to our co-hosts here. Hopefully we have people that are in our chat room. Oh, good. There they are right now. Let me start bringing them. Holy crap.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Everybody's talking. Happy birthday. I guess we could say happy birthday to a new year, right? That's legal. All right. Good morning, Terry, over there in Ireland. Good to see you there, buddy. Charles, I think it's in Nevada. I think he's over in Nevada. He always wakes up early. Good morning, Willow. It was very raspy. Okay. Someone saying you were a little fuzzy there, Mark. It's good now. Okay. I guess StreamYard had to catch up with my super fast internet service that I have flowing through my house here. So I don't know. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Gary, hey, guys. It is a brand new year. We have a lot to get through this morning, and we're going to discuss towards the end of the show, next week's show. But right now, I just want to go around the board here. Everybody, let's show the TV crew what we're wearing today. So show me your boobs. Show me your boobs. That's right, folks. We have our brand new Saturday morning cartoons t-shirt, and you can actually purchase this. If Cheryl is awake by now, I know she purchased one. I was hoping that she would wear it. Good morning, Garrett. Good to see you. There she is. Cheryl, wow. I hope you're wearing your shirt, Cheryl. Yes, we're also live on YouTube. Once again, Saturday morning cartoons, and what we basically do each and every morning, guys, not each and every morning, listen to me. I'm thinking of Me TV, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but each and every week, okay, we present to you Saturday morning cartoons. Last week, we were off because of the Christmas season. This is the start of the first show of the season. New Year's Day was yesterday, of course, so the day after New Year's, which ended up being...
And what was Mark doing on New Year's Day like any solid man was?
Say that again.
Mark was watching football.
Yes. Oh, yes. Are you out of your mind? Who wouldn't be? What human American would not be watching football on New Year? except Rose, but she's not human. But anyway, what human American would not be watching? Oh my God, I had a great time watching football yesterday. I had a fabulous time. And the teams that, oh, good, Cheryl, you have yours on. And the teams that I wanted to go to the national championship actually are playing in the national championship.
Who are they? What teams are they?
It's going to be Alabama and.
Weren't you rooting for Clemson?
No, what
is it? Ohio? Is it
yes, Ohio State? Yes, and yes, I was rooting for Clemson. Yes.
Okay, my sister-in-law down in Atlanta will thank you.
Oh, okay. What, for rooting for Clemson?
She's a Clemson grad.
Oh, good. Well, tell her her team sucked yesterday. But anyway, hey, everybody that's watching us, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead and comment in the comment section here. We'll probably put the comments up on the screen here, as long as you don't mention monkey butt. That is my criteria for 2021, is that I never hear that term again. Unfortunately, most of you never listen to me. Okay, case in point right there. See that? She's Rose has
got your number.
Yeah, she's got a monkey on her back. If you were smart, you would have put it behind you. Then I could have said a monkey on your back, but nonetheless. A lot of things have happened during the season. Let me get on to MeTV. So I purposely, well, I wake up early every morning anyway, but I knew that MeTV's new Saturday morning cartoon format started this morning. So I immediately watched it when it started at 7 a.m. And here is my one gripe. Out of the 3-hour block that they are showing Saturday morning cartoons, and they're doing it daily. So it's Monday morning cartoons, Tuesday morning cartoons, Wednesday morning cartoons, and so on. They're doing it daily. Out of that 3-hour block, what they're doing, they're showing one specific cartoon series or character per hour.
What?
So what did I watch from 7 to 8 this morning? Popeye. What came on from 8 to currently 9 o'clock, which should be over now? Tom and Jerry. I have no idea what's on right now from 9 to 10. My gripe is they should have interspersed them, mixed them up. My God, I don't think I could take an hour of Popeye, okay, for their Saturday morning cartoon block. It's just something that I don't think is right. And I bet you it was a bunch of millennials that probably programmed that freaking channel in the first place, okay?
Now, wait a minute. In defense of MeTV,
yes.
Remember, when we grew up and we were younger and had less attention spans, we would watch those blocks. They would be half-hour or hour shows. We would watch the Popeye show, the Tom and Jerry show, and the Looney Tunes, which is,
okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. But what they were showing them back when we were younger were 30 minutes worth of that specific character. Thus, you basically got 2 15-minute cartoons, 3 5-minute or 6-minute cartoons or things of that nature, and then we move on to the next show. So I eventually could not take it, and they had some classic Popeyes on this morning, which I just happen to love, but it's like, a lot of us want to see little Bugs Bunny. We want to see a little Donald Duck. We want to see the Popeye, of course. We want to see the Tom and Jerry, and that's my beef, and I'm sticking with it. All right, so let's get on with today's programming while Jerome dies as we witness it, Today is Jerome's fault. I know this show is going to suck. Okay, because every time that Rose and Jerome comes up with something that I prematurely know is going to suck, it actually ends up being brilliant. So I got to start out traditionally saying what Jerome is going to talk about is basically it's going to suck.
Well, look, we could just bring Rachel back on.
Well, Rachel is out of that anything she does suck realm.
That's
Whatever
true.
she does, she can plan it and it's perfect. So we're going to talk about, and I can't get this overlay up and I don't know why. All right, guess not. So anyways, we're going to talk about the 80s. And this is Jerome's fault. So I'm going to let Jerome take it away and discuss the hell out of you. Take it away, Jerome. Oops, maybe not. Hold on.
There we go. I know you didn't want me to do the show, so here you go.
I thought it was pretty cool.
All right, look. The 80s had a unique time frame in our lives. For those of you who survived it, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the time of the Yippie. It was the time of Reagan. It was the time of MTV. It was the time, the birth of rap as we know it. It was all that and much more. Michael Jackson's Thriller came out. This was the time of great change in our country, and it was fun. All I can say is shoulder pads for women, okay, and big porn style hair, okay. It was a weird time. Men were wearing makeup, okay. I mean, how many men did you know, Mark, that were wearing eyeliner? Same with you, Rose. You know?
None, because I'm a man and I lived on the streets of Baltimore, Maryland. You better not walk out your house with mascara on.
Then obviously you didn't go to any of the clubs that I went to. Okay?
Well, I did. I actually did. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Also, this was the birth of designer jeans. Come on, how many remember, Brooke Shields telling us that nothing gets between her and her Calvin Kleins.
Calvin Kleins, yes, I did have Jordache. So
you had Jordache, okay?
Yes,
Hugged that little tight tushy, real tight, wasn't it?
Hey, keep that thought to yourself.
But unfortunately, this was also the downtime of the 80s. We could go and give you primetime shows that people to this day still refuse to talk about, as if they never happened. And Saturday morning cartoons had the same problem. And so these are some of the less than wonderful shows that were out there. We'll probably be doing a second version of this because there's some pretty bad stuff out there. So that's the 80s. So let's talk about some of them. Mark, could you please run that very first clip for us?
You got any money?
No, because it was the 80s. I spent it all on bad clothes.
Yeah, also a bad list.
From the monsters of the past comes a new generation dedicated to reversing the evil image of their forefathers. Under the leadership of none other than Count Dracula, known as Big D, 3 teenagers formed the do-gooder group named the Drac Pack. With special powers, they can transform into super mighty monsters and use their skills against all evildoers, especially the diabolical Dr. Dread and his renegade rascals Toad, Fly, Mummyman, and Vampira, a group known as Ogre, the organization of generally rotten enterprises. It's right versus wrong, good over greed, niceness against naughtiness. That's the dedication of the terrific trio, Frankie, Howler, and Drac Jr., the Drac Pack.
Okay, any initial thoughts?
You made a mistake. This wasn't bad.
Did you ever watch any of the show?
Well, this wasn't bad. This wasn't bad.
Yes, it was.
Okay, it was bad. All right.
Rose, any thoughts?
I never saw an episode of this show. But
Because you're a girl. Because you're a girl.
It's got that Hanna-Barbera ting to it, though. You know.
It does.
Yeah,
so basically, these are the Universal monsters. Okay, as we all know them. What's interesting is that this was standard fare, standard villains. It was so formulaic. It was the last of the dying of that formulaic show. We're off to stop the villain and such. What's interesting is he's Drac Jr., but he's not.
Oh,
where'd he go?
There he is. Say that
somebody
again.
was playing with the buttons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I meant to put that button there, buddy boy.
Okay. So you've got Drac Jr., who's supposedly not really Drac's son. There's that aspect. You've got the femme fatale, and you've got the evil henchman. It was basically standard fare. It wasn't anything great. It ran for 1 season, which tells you a lot. So I mean, it was pretty horrible, but not as horrible as the next clip.
Oh yes, you are so correct.
I
on this
actually
one.
watched a few episodes of this.
I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you in the liver for even bringing this one.
Yeah,
up.
this one.
We need a shirt. We need a T-shirt that says that.
No,
But I'm
gonna punch you in the liver.
Yeah.
No, I will say this about this one. It's one of those that's so bad you can't not watch it. You know, it's one of those. It's like watching a train wreck.
No, I cannot watch it. Trust me, I cannot watch it.
I couldn't stop looking.
Okay, all right.
Okay, go ahead and run the clip.
Got any money? I did that
Yeah,
one
this
already.
one might.
Okay.
Goldie Gold, the world's richest girl. And Action Jack, daredevil reporter for Goldie's newspaper, the Gold Street Journal. By air, by sea, by the seat of their pants, they travel the world in search of adventure. Goldie Gold and Action Jack.
That now.
How did I miss this? I would have loved this. This is like
All
pure
I
80s.
all I kept hearing was like narration from Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of Heart to Heart.
Yes, that too.
Heart to Heart. Yeah, that's a good example of that. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now the funny thing is this is a Ruby Spears production.
Okay. Yep. They
Okay.
did Superman as well. Yep.
I really wanted to know what the pitch was on this one.
It's obvious. It's like, am I getting laid tonight? That's all I saw. Because it's just a girl and the guy. She's in a bikini. You know, he's Mr. What was his name again?
Action
Action
Jack.
Jack.
Okay, you guys ever heard of the movie Action Jackson?
Yes, I
I
love
think
it.
it was Carl Weathers. I think it was
Yes, it
the lead
was.
role in that. Yeah, and he was Action Jack. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, so we have 13 episodes, and she's the heiress to the Gold Street Journal.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Okay, she's supposedly this teenager, about 18, 19, and her boyfriend's in the 20s or 30s, so, you know, there's that issue.
Wow.
There was, this was created by Steve Gerber. In case you don't know that name, this is the man who invented Howard the Duck.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought it was baby food, but okay, you got it.
Okay. She had, in case you missed it in the opening credits, and these were the scenes from the opening credits were all from the first episode. She's got an airplane that has a swimming pool on it. She's got a space mansion and her own space shuttle. I just was like watching this. I'm going, this is like watching an older female version of Richie Rich. You know?
Wow, you're really scoring 1,000 with us right now.
I
Jerome.
told you it was horrible.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next one.
Oh, yeah. The next one hurts even more. Okay. So get out the aspirin. You're all going to be just downing them like Pez candies. Okay. Go ahead and run this one. Here's the problem, though, is that this next one, almost identical. Yeah, I know. The next one, though, the problem was I could only find an international copy of the opening. Nowhere could I find an English version of this per se. This one has been forgotten so badly, I could barely find it on the internet.
It's probably because we deported it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
probably why you can't find it. All right.
Now, pay attention, folks, to who sings the song and pay attention to some of the actors. This is a live action one. Go ahead, Mark.
Miss Banana.
I was doing nothing, just minding my own business when it hit me. I had a close encounter and it gave me superpowers when it lit me.
Uma distribuição Turner International.
I remember this show.
What? But wait a minute. Why? Excuse me for coughing, but why all of a sudden did I feel like I wanted to sing Fame?
Because it was Irene Carey who did sing that song.
Well,
Ah.
my monkey's uncle. I mean,
Okay. Now, did you recognize a certain somebody from a later, more successful TV show?
Yeah, the uncle from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
James Avery.
oh yes, James Avery. Yes.
So-
Uncle Phil, I think.
Yes, Uncle Phil. My thought is Uncle Phil this was the early days of his career and he needed a mortgage payment.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so basically the idea here is the chimp escapes and gets zapped by an alien flying saucer and gets superpowers. And then all of the trouble that he causes for the family is basically the hilarity that ensures.
Oh my God. Hey, who is this Timothy Dum Dum Dugan? He's coming up with some good ringers here.
I don't know, but there was lots of apes and chimps and everything else back in the 80s.
I wouldn't be surprised because it was because of those anything but loose and anything, every which way, those Clint Eastwood films because they were very popular.
Yeah.
Some of you guys are getting
there
on my.
were orangutans and everything back then. But yeah, I do remember seeing this show. I think it used to come on at like 7 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, I didn't write down the time slot on that, but I looked this one up, and I'll tell you, it is hard to find anything on this one. This one has been like almost scrubbed from the internet.
Well, it's a good thing, and we appreciate the fact that you're trying to dig up things that were supposed to be left as dead and buried. But no,
it's archaeology. You got to find out either that or it's the things men were not meant to know. And I'm going to have the great evil zombie attack. So.
No, I just personally think you just lost a bet. You basically said, "Hey, hold my beer," okay, and then here we go.
Well, you're the one who basically encouraged me, so I blame you.
Yeah, okay. Wait till next week, buddy boy. We're gonna have some good stuff. All right, show us some more crap, please.
Okay, so run the next video. This one killed me also. And we
say it again, Jerome.
I said we've shown this video before on this show, but we have to bring it back for the 80s.
Yes, you do.
I'm taking you to the flip side.
What happened?
Ay, ay, ay. We look like
Cartoons.
You'll be my musical slaves forever.
One sneeze and I'll save you.
What's going on here?
I'll explain later. Let's go.
Yes, that was Cousin Oliver.
Oh,
I love that show. I used to watch it every Saturday morning.
that's what happens when you get kicked off the Brady's, man. It's like
The funny thing is I actually looked his career up, and this guy actually has had a phenomenal career. Go look this guy up. He was actually pretty impressive. But anyway, this was NBC's response to MTV. This came out in 1984.
okay.
Okay, so in the grand tradition of made-up bands, a la the Monkees and the Partridge Family, we got Kid Video. Now the blonde with the vest there is Kid Vid, and then the rest of the band are basically his followers on the band. This went for 2 seasons. Okay.
Why?
Because it actually made some ratings, surprisingly. They sang a lot of the popular tunes of the time, but then the kids got to write a few of their own songs, and they sparsed those in also. Now, the funny thing about this show was this was also the time for USA for Africa and all of that, and they did their own version called Kids for Kids in Africa. You can find it online, and they got all the kid stars of the time, like Joey Lawrence and Moon, somebody other from Punky Brewster.
Soleil, whatever. Yeah,
they got all the kids that were on TV at the time from whatever to sing in this do the backup vocals, and it apparently sold quite a bit. They became goodwill ambassadors for the UN and all that, but the show disappeared because of the rights issues for the songs that they sung, and quite frankly, nobody to this day is talking about this show in any sort of nostalgia.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, rights over the music, you said, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't remember any of the music being on pop radio stations or anything like that. My God, man.
Yeah, but what they would do was it's like think of a popular 80s song from 1984.
I'm trying not to, but okay.
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
But then they would come in and do their own version of it.
Okay. All right.
Corey says that he used to watch this show, and
Corey, where you been, man? Good God, Corey, good to see you. You got some good comments here. The synth pop music. Okay.
Yeah, that was the 80s. Come on, synth pop.
Right.
Synthesizers.
Yes. Some of my favorite bands experimented with synthesizers and used them in their music. Queen, ELO, places like that.
Now, so here's a question for you, Mark.
Oh God, help me.
And Rose, I don't know if you're going to know this, but this is kind of a guy question. What was the pickup truck? Do you recognize that pickup truck in the credits?
No. Do I have it in any of the photos that I put up?
Probably not.
Shoot, man.
This was a cheap car that a lot of high schoolers bought back in the 80s because it was cheap. The frame would rot out. Not much of an engine. I'm just going to save you from grief. It was a Datsun.
Oh, yeah. I remember Datsuns. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I almost forgot they even existed because they don't exist now, right?
That's my point. And if you watch the credits again, everything is such iconic 80s.
That's we're not watching the credits again.
No.
Okay, all right.
We watched it once, and that was enough. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's awesome. Good job.
The hair, the clothes, the type of instruments they were using, where they were driving, everything screamed 80s Southern Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Southern Cal. You're right about Southern Cal. Yep. All right.
So run the next clip.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I've warned you. This was, listen, pal, I've got 13 shows to talk about.
Yes, and we're on show number 5. Can we skip down to 13 and end the show early?
No, because 13's the worst of the worst.
All right.
1,000 years from now, a perfect world. Laser tag champion Jamie Jerron is the sole possessor of starlight power until the resurrection of a master criminal from the past, Draxton Greer. As Greer races through time in his quest to conquer the future, he is pursued by Jamie Jerron. Jamie must team with her ancestors, Tom, Beth, and Nikki Jerron. Join us now in their adventure through time to preserve the past, save the future, and keep the peace established by the Laser Tag Academy.
Yes, Laser Cat Academy, whatever. Marcus.
Hold on.
Listen, I know you don't like it, but you keep kicking me out. So
look, I've been wanting to hit this button here.
Yeah.
But instead, I hit the remove button that pops up, then you pop out. So anyway.
Okay. So Corey is correct that this was used to sell laser tag gear. Okay. But basically what you have is some sort of bizarro Doctor Who timey-wimey thing. The so-called champion is the descendant of the three kids. The girl of the three kids is going to invent all the laser tag stuff. Yet the villain is the laser tag champion's ancestor and the three kids' descendant. So basically, you've got a big family feud going on here, and they're traveling all through time, trying to save time and stop the villain from killing the kids.
And this is my favorite comment.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Sean, buddy boy. Thank you, Sean. I love you to death, man.
So the show only lasted one season because of the incidents that happened off the in the real world, where a couple of kids got killed by cops for using laser tag because it looked like real guns.
Oh wow! How up to date can you get on that? Right?
Yeah. So, but this was pure garbage in the classic sense. Corey was right. It was designed to sell more than not just the toys and everything else. There were also laser tag arenas where, like, think of like roller skating rinks where they put obstacles up and you run around trying to shoot each other. There was championships and everything, and then it fell apart real fast.
Yeah, I actually owned a laser tag outfit, where you got the thing you wore on your chest and the gun. And of course, I was probably the only one in the neighborhood that can afford to buy that. So I played a lot in the mirror.
Right. The funny thing, though, is that the U.S. Army uses laser tag technology as a training tool.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Rose, any thoughts on Laser Tag Academy, or are you just too dumbfounded by the stupid concept?
I never saw this show, but, they still have laser tag in a lot of places for fun for kids,
Yep.
Yeah.
Photon, you were absolutely right. But, Sean, Photon was a Texas product, and it wasn't as well marketed as laser tag was.
So they only marketed in Texas? So only Texans can have photon guns?
No, Photon, though, started, they wanted to do the start small and grow gradually to control the size of it.
Okay.
And laser tag said, F it, we're just going to market the hell out of it, and that's what happened.
Wow. Okay.
Miles Gear, you are correct, Garrett.
Excellent.
It's a lot safer than paintball.
And not as messy.
Yeah, and doesn't hurt as bad. People think you don't hurt when you get hit by a paintball pellet.
Oh, yeah, it hurts.
I
know. They do sting.
Okay.
Oh,
so let's.
God,
Corey's still playing laser tag. Yes, Corey, I know.
Grow up, Corey.
Corey lives up here.
Yeah. Well, that answers a lot. He lives near you.
Okay, so run the next lovely clip and be prepared to be hurt.
We got more crap. Oh God, we're halfway there, guys. Hang in there. We're halfway there. You may commit suicide after this clip. Here we go.
Once upon a dream, I think I lived inside a fairy tale where someone brave was lost, where some dark void was crossed, and I was tossed in my sleep. And did I see a magic horse called Wildfire, or was that the dream? Deep within my mind, so tell me what I find, or what I might become. If I could go where the dreams come from, if I could go where the dreams come
Horrified yet?
All right, is that supposed to be a blonde Elizabeth Taylor or something? I mean,
all right. So let me explain the story here. Baby princess is born. Mother dies giving birth. Child is whisked off to this world because the evil witch stepsister is trying to take the throne. Okay, the baby is raised by a farmer you saw in Montana, and at 13, the young princess and the talking horse go back to the planet to fight the evil step aunt. What you don't know until they release little bits during the show is the guy who raised her is secretly her father, and he doesn't know it. What more could you want from a great show?
That is terrible.
I
Cheryl, yes, I'm glad they did not use the song Wildfire because that's as depressing as anything.
Because that's what I was thinking too. You got it. Wildfire.
That is horrid. This entire concept is horrid. I mean,
yeah, that is totally bad. I don't even remember that show.
I didn't either until I started studying the schedule, and I'm like going, how come I never heard of this? And then I went and watched a couple of things, and I went, oh my god!
I have never seen that in my life. I've never heard of it in my life.
The only thing I can think of is with the horse, as I think they were going after the female audience.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a cliche show from just the credits alone.
Yeah, females under 12, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah.
But,
since the princess there that's supposed to be the hero is only 13.
Yeah, this is interesting. I've never heard of it. I've never seen a purple horse with red hair before. I just want to.
It's an alien horse. Come on.
It's an alien horse. Stupid me. Of course, it's an alien horse. And of course, those are alien characters with the evil queen who looks like who?
Well, Mr. Dum Dum there is saying it's telling you that you're showing your age, though.
Well, I'm damn proud of my age too, because I sure do know a hell of a lot.
13 episodes, so it went from September to December, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, that was the winter season. Would you say December to what? Or
September to December, the fall season.
That was the fall season.
And mid-season was around December, during the back end. So, Sage is correct. Ran for one season, if you want to call it that. I wonder how many episodes was in that, though.
13 episodes.
13 episodes.
A normal first season was considered 13 episodes, and then if it got renewed, you do the second half of another 13, so you get 26. When the 26 was considered a full season.
Yeah, Sean, good point. Good point on that. Trying to cash in on the My Little Ponies. Instead, they wanted to make full-size horses. Yeah, we could beat these ponies. We'll just make them adults,
What year was that? Was that around the time the Black Stallion came out?
Got to be 80.
86.
86.
Oh, that's Black Stallion came first then. Okay.
Well, Black Stallion's been around since like the 40s and all that. Yeah.
I was talking about that 80s hit film. That was.
Yeah. And Corey's right. Toys. All of these shows get canceled because toys are not selling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, 86. That's a big year for toys, I would think. I mean, we're talking a lot of Transformers stuff.
Transformers, Robotech, He-Man, all that stuff is going on in 86.
Right.
Okay, in the mid-80s, from 86 on, all of this is starting to go on. 84.
If they made that a transforming horse, I'm telling you, it's brilliant. I thought of it. It transformed the damn horse into what? I don't know. What do we transform the horse into?
It's got to be some sort of car or plane.
Well, just like Brave Star, make it a horse stand up as a two-legged half horse, half human kind of person.
Like a Pegasus or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't include Brave Star on this one in this list because Brave Star is actually a pretty good show.
Yes, I agree, 100%. If you had included Brave Star, we would have had a problem. So yes, You're right.
All right. So
what's our next problem?
Oh, your next one's based off of a film, so go ahead and run the clip.
All righty.
Beware, Scott, when the moon is full. Oh no, not again.
It's a hairy situation.
I'll die if anyone sees me like this.
Hey man, say, don't be shy if it happens to you.
Hi, Grandpa.
Good morning, Scotty.
It's fun being different if you have a healthy attitude.
Only my friends Booth and Styles know my hairy secret.
I'm feeling hairy and my teeth are mean. I got a weird complexion and I want to scream. Teen Wolf coming out to play.
Teen Wolf coming out to play.
I'm a Teen Wolf. I'm gonna howl today.
Teen Wolf gonna howl today. Today.
Werewolf family?
You look short, Spot.
This is this is what I'm thinking right now. Exactly that. It's like, why? I mean, was that necessary?
Okay, so based off of the Michael J. Fox film, we watch a young Scott Howard learn how to deal with his changes. Lots of allusions to puberty in this show. Ironically, with the family and all that. But what's interesting is they made some very powerful messages in the show about disabilities and civil rights based on, the fact of how he looks and that he's a werewolf. And if you think about it, that could play up some interesting stuff.
Sure.
But let's be honest, this is pretty much a forgotten show in the age of the MTV Teen Wolf series.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rose, other than seeing the film like the rest of us have you ever seen this cartoon?
I did not know a cartoon existed from it, but I didn't like Teen Wolf to begin with, so
yeah, I did. I like the movie. I agree. I really like that movie.
And that's the thing is, again, the show ran for 21 episodes, okay, in 1986, and I don't know, it's They tried to cash in because the first Teen Wolf movie was a sleeper hit. It wasn't really released very far. It got a lot of play on HBO and was popular in the video market because this was the beginning of the VCR time.
Right.
And this movie just took off. I remember seeing an interview with Michael J. Fox that basically, he said it was a throwaway film. He didn't expect it to do well at all, but this film just took off. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then they did this, and I think that was the end. And then Teen Wolf 2, and I think that was the end of it until somebody decided to do MTV.
Yeah. Yeah. Sage makes a good point here, geared towards the teens. I think during the 80s, there were probably more teen population than the younger. I don't know.
I will say this to Sage. The stuff aimed at the kids was airing at about 7 o'clock, 7, 8, and even 9 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
The stuff that I'm showing is, with the exception of a couple of them coming up, were mainly the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hours. Okay, which is when it was all marketed towards teens. And Sage, I sent you the schedules of that time frame, and if you look, you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, Sage, probably because teens slept later back then. So by the time they got up, the producers, the creators still wanted to have cartoons on. So who are watching our cartoons during that time? So Teen Wolf.
Okay, so now we get into some really silliness here.
Oh, what now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, whatever.
Go ahead and run the next clip.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Long, long ago, when the good king died, an evil sorcerer named Renwick claimed the crown for himself. Young Prince Dexter ran for his life into the great forest where the kindly wizard Phineas lived. That's me. Prince Dexter became my first apprentice wizard, preparing for the day he would be king. But magic can be tricky, as he discovered when a backfiring brew created 3 little monsters, Winkle, Gump, and Boo. Three magic monsters and a young prince. I call them the Little Wizards.
I call them the little punks. I don't know.
Okay, so basically we have a young prince is robbed of the throne when dad dies. Evil wizard takes the crown. Young prince runs, teams up with another wizard, gets magic weapons and critters, and plans on taking the throne. There's also a pseudo love interest back at the castle. And here's the scary part. This was done by Marvel Productions.
Oh, no freaking way. Are you serious?
The MCU, this ain't.
Oh, man. Yeah.
The wizard reminds me of the old Cookie Crisp cereal guy.
He reminds me of the wizard from Wizards, the Ralph Bakshi movie.
Wizard, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Man.
But
Ralph Bakshi.
13 episodes on ABC, which was trying to, I guess, courting Disney. I don't know, but I had never heard of this show.
It looks abysmal.
I don't remember when could this have come on?
87.
What time?
I don't remember. I didn't write that down. I'm suspecting it's an early one.
Yeah, I like Tim's comment. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
But as
and
I said,
Dina, I feel the same way. I've been going through this for the last freaking however long we've been on, and it ain't over yet. So
wait. Sage has the best response.
Where is Sage's response? Oh, this one. She's just bitter because she knows this is brilliant stuff, and the creators thought long and hard to come up with something this I don't know, fool-duggery stuff. You know?
I mean, this is pretty horrible. 13 episodes. The formula of this is just perfect for younger kids, and which is why I can't understand why it didn't go longer.
Yeah, that's why they all run outside with pointed sticks, and they say, "I turn you into this. I turn you into that," and they end up stabbing people.
Didn't they do that in the 2000s with a high school with some kid with some sort of lightning bolt on his forehead?
Well, I prefer laser tag. Okay, at least I know I'm just getting hit by a bolt of light, and not a lightning bolt.
I do want to say that Dungeons and Dragons was very popular at that time, so they were probably trying to play off of that too.
Well, the Dungeons and Dragons show, which was running a couple of years earlier, was actually quite popular, and we talked about them. But they, I think that you're right. I think it was Dungeons and Dragons. There was a whole mess of B films. The Conan films were out. I think there was a lot of stuff with the fantasy realms that were there, like He-Man and stuff like that. Because remember, it's 87. He-Man's out. You've got all that wizard stuff, and
of course we're reminded of all that stuff with Stranger Things. The new series that came out. So yeah, that was Dungeons and Dragons they were into as well. So.
Right. So I think that was what they were trying to figure out, a younger version of this sort of stuff for the kids. Okay, awesome. So let's go with another painful one.
What? I thought we were done.
No, that was only number 7.
There's more?
Yes.
Okay. I hereby apologize on behalf of Saturday Morning Cartoon for the badgering, the torture, literally the violent behavior that's coming out of our co-host here, Jerome Connor. We don't mean to do that, but here we go.
Doyle was a high school star. Everybody thought he'd go real far, but he didn't get a thing from the classes he took. He just wasn't interested in his books. Amy was the smartest girl at school. Not very popular, not very cool. 2 kids will be chosen from Earth to go to school at Galaxy High. Traveling millions of miles through space to go to school in a far-out place. Amy is the sweetheart. Doyle's got a lot to learn here at Galaxy High.
Yeah. So basically what you have is the jock and the brain get transferred over to the Galaxy High. The brainy girl becomes the most popular kid in school. The jock is bullied. The 6-armed kid is the class president. So there's a couple of trivia things on here. Guess who created this one?
Wait, animation looks awfully familiar.
You're never going to guess. Never associated with any sort of animation, but popular making movies in the 80s.
Something from Jerry Marshall, maybe. Not Jerry Marshall, Gary Marshall.
Chris Columbus.
Oh, I'm kidding. The British guy, Chris Columbus.
Chris Columbus, who brought you Home Alone.
Okay.
Didn't he do Adventures in Babysitting too?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Now, who do you think wrote that lovely piece of music?
And it had my God,
Max Headroom.
The synthesizer that was in the voice synthesizer.
Nice try, though.
Yeah, Max Headroom. You got me.
Don Felder of the Eagles.
Wow. Okay.
So even the greats have misfires. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is on CBS and it ran for 13 episodes.
But isn't this considered child abuse? I mean, if you think about it, it's got to be. But obviously, our cartoon crew here, used to watch this one.
Yeah. Listen, we all watch horrible stuff.
We
It's
did.
just that
We did.
we don't want to admit that we watched it.
Well, and that's true. You know, we wake up, we see new cartoons coming on. Of course, we're going to watch new cartoons, as many of them as we can get a hold of. Whether we love them or not, well, we had immature brains back then. You know, the human brain doesn't really naturally mature until the age of 25. So, yeah, it was a lot of years.
Yeah,
that we
I
were
was in
being
my
abused.
20s in the 80s. Sorry, pal. That doesn't qualify. And by
Well-
the way, Terry said it was a much better show than suggests. I watched the first 2 episodes, Terry, for the research on this, and it's still pretty bad.
Aha.
Okay.
Bullseye. That's good. I mean, I have to agree with you. I think anything that you've put up so far has been pretty bad, so I don't expect anything to actually come up. But anyway, this is highly suggestive artwork here. And,
Yes, your point being.
yeah, and I'm like, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Look at the creature upper right. That should be your upper right. Okay.
Is that the flying brain?
No, that's not a brain. That looks like 2 popcorns stuck together with wings or something. You know, I mean, obviously he's enjoying the alien chicks with the pointed ears, you know.
Yeah,
And then,
notice
of course-
they got shoulder pads, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Especially this dude right here. That's definitely shoulder pads underneath that shirt he's wearing.
Okay, so the 6-armed guy there is the class president. Now think about
Okay.
that for a second. When have you ever heard of the nerdy kid making the class president?
That's true. No, of course he's got to be super smart. So
Oh, Nathan's got the best comment about that piece, that alien you were commenting
let me
about.
go and find the who had the comment? Who said that?
Nathan.
Thank you for the visual, Nathan. We hope you never come back, but thank you for playing. Anyway. Yeah, see, Cheryl was out partying. I don't know. This looks like it might be an 11 o'clock show.
It was a
too,
late
you know?
show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Now I thought about the next one being the worst of the worst until I remembered a show we had done earlier that Buzz Dixon did the interview with us. So this one gets the runner-up for the worst of the worst.
You talking about the next clip?
Yes, I do.
Well, then I can
This is
take my
where
time.
you need to start popping the aspirin, guys.
Oh my God, yes. And okay.
Hey, Vern, today's your lucky day. We knew you wouldn't want to oversleep, Vern. We only do it once a week, Vern. Me and all the other guys, Vern. We even brought the pies, Vern. It's the Ernest P. War with a story and a moral and a big chuckle, hip trip, double dip, super supreme show. You know what I mean? No! Hey, Vern, we moved your furniture and now we're gonna fire up the barbecue, Vern. We owe it all to you, Vern. But now you gotta move, Vern. Hey, Vern! Hey, Vern! Hey, Vern, it's me. I'm on TV.
Jennifer has absolutely no taste whatsoever.
All right.
Yes, I changed the channel whenever this came on.
All right, so let's talk about this for a second. This was in 1988 on CBS. Now, 2 years prior, CBS put another experimental show on that was popular called Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah, well there you
All right,
go.
now that one was huge.
I
And
was
so
a Pee Wee fan, absolutely.
Right.
Oh my God, Miss Rhonda.
No, Corey. Actually, this came. This was on an hour after Pee-wee's
Yeah.
Playhouse. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember because I made a note here on the notes on it, and so they were trying to do lightning in a bottle again. Okay.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
reading Alfred's comment here.
I know. So with the success of the Vern commercials, and you're right, Rose. He had a ton of commercials that were incredibly popular. Okay, and so this is very similar to the Playhouse stuff. Okay, that happened. Only it was redneck. And so the funny thing though is this was a real launching pad for Jim Varney to go on and do more stuff. All of the movies he did and everything else.
This shot is so damn disturbing.
It is. Hang on just a second.
Yeah, I got another one for you. You hang on.
No, I
How
just
about
have to
that?
address Gwen real quick for a second. Give me a second, guys.
Got it. Little daughter. Guys, if you take a look at this photo of Vern, Jim Varney, Joe Varney, he actually played Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies movie, motion picture. He played Jed Clampett. Yeah.
He was actually quite successful. His movies made some money, and he did more than a couple of movies. Corey, he did at least 5 that I could find as the Ernest. And unfortunately, he died of lung cancer in 2000 at the age of 50 because he was a serious chain smoker.
Yeah, you could tell. You could just look at people sometime and know they just smoke the freaking.
And the funny thing is that if you look up this guy, he was actually, from everything I've read, really nice guy. Was really very one of those guys on sets that were really generous to these people.
Yeah.
But oh my God, this was such a horrid show. I just don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, yes, he was Slinky Dog in a toy store. Very good, Sean. Good job.
And then after he died, you notice we didn't see Slinky Dog in any of the other Toy Stories.
Yeah, I don't recall. I don't know, but yeah. Scared Stupid. Oh, Ernest Scared Stupid. I've heard of that. Never saw it though. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, he made about 5 films as Ernest.
Right.
Ernest goes to jail, all sorts of things like that. All right.
Well, I can't keep saying I'm going to punch in the liver. I have to really think of some other punishment for you, but we'll see how your liver holds out after this, because I'm sure you're
3 more to go. Only 3 more.
Oh God.
Okay, so go ahead and run the clip for the next one.
Long fucking 3 more. I mean,
Welcome to Videoland.
Wake up, Kittikus.
Welcome to Castle Deep.
It's Congo Land.
Mother Brain will get you, little princess.
Princess, the palace is under siege.
Behold, the ultimate warp zone.
Kevin, I thought I told you to clean up your room.
Captain N, the Game Master.
Yes,
Wow.
Captain N.
Gee,
Let's
thanks,
do
Jerome.
a show that highlights all of our products, not just one.
yeah.
Okay, ran for 34 episodes in 1989. For 2 years, this show was on the air. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
And basically originally was titled Captain Nintendo instead of Captain N.
Okay.
Last seen on American television in 1994. Has not been in syndication anywhere else since 94.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Either of you,
Go ahead, Jerome. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, Rose, did you watch any of this or see any of this?
No, I didn't. Mm-mm.
Okay, Mark?
I didn't either. No, but I think it's great marketing. What can I tell you? I mean, that was big during the day. What was the smaller Nintendo? You see him riding on that? What was that called?
That's a Game Boy.
That's a Game Boy, yeah.
Oh, that's a Game Boy. Stupid me, of course. It basically started off the industry of all this portable computer playing and gaming systems. And Nintendo was a king and still is a king. Down here, Universal Studios, they're working on Nintendo Land as we speak, and I'm like, okay.
Great, we're gonna have our own. We're gonna see Captain N show up again, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably will. Yes.
And what was interesting, well, the whole concept, and I added to the list just simply because the live action and the video games, and in most of the cases, the cartoons were to sell like one game or one line of toys. This covered the entire Nintendo catalog.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why I added it to the horrible list.
Yeah.
This was they had no shame about this. Selling toys on this one.
Yeah, I think it's great programming. I mean, I think it's great marketing strategy. And of course, if you're going to have the toys, you're going to make the cartoon and vice versa. So, what can I say? I can't knock them for this.
However, the stories were pretty bad. Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll notice the brain in the bottle. Okay. Now, when I listened to it, a 1980s ventriloquist act came to mind, and I want to know if anyone remembers Waylon and Madam.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, he was
Tell me that her
the
voice
mannequin.
didn't sound like Madam.
Yes, he had a hand up her butt. So yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah, and that was the thought I heard when I heard her, and I'm thinking, God, that sounds like Madam. You know.
Yeah.
But this one, just for some reason, when I watched it when I was watching it back in '89, I just could not connect with it.
I don't really think I watched it either. I'm big enough. I mean, I was in college. I came out of college in '84, so even though I'm still watching cartoons up into today, there were a lot more important things for me, especially coming straight out of college, that I was involved in than just
girls.
Crap, girls.
Okay, now I'm going to preface this one. This show was based off of a popular series of commercials. Okay, and really popular. So go ahead and run it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry. I was a little distracted.
Distracted.
A minute on purpose, but here we go.
Baby with the hippest dried fruit around. Chunky but funky, we can lay it down. Cool is the rule, cause the music's so fine.
You might have heard about us through the old grapevine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not prunes or jades.
Yeah. We're no ordinary grades.
We're the purple, we're the blues. And don't forget about the sweet colors too. The California raisin, amazing raisin. California raisin band. When the blazing sun is gazing at the California raisins, we can lock it in the pocket. Come on, raisin, let's rock it.
Boy, were they huge during that time, just strictly off the commercials for California Raisins, of course.
There were little action figures about 2 inches high.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they scared me. Still
They scared you. Here's wait a minute. Where's Alfred's response on this? Sorry, dude.
No, Sean's was the much more interesting one.
Sean. Oh, I missed that. Oh, what's Sean say? Oh, I see it. Here it is.
No, keep going. One more up.
Did I do it?
No, one more. There you go.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I love raisins. Don't get me wrong, man. I think they're good for the digestive system. If you have one left after that, but I love California raisins. Yeah, I actually forgot they had a show too, to be honest.
So did I until I started doing the research.
It's like, okay, and this was the 80s, so
this was 89 to 13 episodes. They're a band, so with their antics were actually much closer to the Monkees than to any of the other shows.
That's
so
cool.
and during that same time, the Monkees were getting a revival. Okay.
Okay.
And they even did the New Monkees TV show at the same time. So this was all in that same timeline.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about raisins with legs. You think they were roaches?
All I can think of is just don't have any critters nearby when the band is on the stage.
Yeah.
And notice that their entire audience was fruits and veggies.
Yes, I saw that fruits and veggies. Little community of fruits. Another alternate Earth, of course.
Yeah. Did you see this, Rose? Other than
no,
the commercials?
No, because the commercials creeped me out, so I avoided it.
Yeah, Rose, out of everything that we've showed you so far this morning, which ones did you say you actually did see?
Kid video. I watched a lot. A lot of these I've never heard of before. So good job for Jerome for dragging up some really muck.
Now I'm gonna punch him in the liver. That's a definite. I'm getting buying my plane ticket. I'm coming up there. When he opens the front door, I'm gonna punch him in the liver. I'm gonna turn around, get back in the cab, go back to the airport, fly back down here to Orlando, and then feel proud of myself because I've done what I said I was going to do.
Okay, so we're on the last one.
Oh, thank God.
Okay,
yay!
So on this one, we've previewed this one before because I did an interview with Buzz Dixon, who we'll talk about Buzz Dixon on next week's show because he was on that show also that we're going to be highlighting. But I had a chance to meet Buzz Dixon, and he told me the story of how this show came about and the problems they had behind the scenes. And so far, I'm considering this the worst of the 1980s. This happened in 1984.
Okay, and everyone hang around after this last clip. We're going to talk a little bit more about things, and especially about our guest host for next week, and a better than this week's show that we're going to be having next week. You're going to be happy with this. I'm just trying to make it up to you. So just hang around after this show. Okay, time.
Matter. It was a stormy night when a bolt of lightning forced me off the road. My car skidded into a government laboratory where a top-secret experiment was underway. I swerved into the path of Dr. Chase's molecular transfer ray, causing me and my car to become one. The incredible Turbo Team!
Oh, gag me with a
Rose's got the deer
spoon.
in the headlights look.
Oh, gag me with a spoon. Why don't you?
Okay.
So it's a
So
teenager that
it's like
turns
the
into
Knight
a
Rider for kids.
yeah, teenager that turns into a vehicle. Okay.
Right. And everybody talks about Knight Rider in this show, but it actually was the Transformers that inspired this one.
Are you sure it wasn't My Mother the Car?
Buzz Dixon was there, and in one of our other shows, and I don't remember which one. Buzz Dixon was there when Hasbro did the pitch for Transformers, and his boss basically, turned it down. They didn't want to do it, and his boss says, "I got a better idea: a kid that turns into a car."
Okay.
And Buzz was assigned to go do some write-ups and some, first principles, and he came back with a lot of questions, and he got kicked off the show. and he met up with the arts guys, and they had even more weirder questions. If I can find the episode that we did with Buzz's interview, we'll mention it later on. But yeah, it pretty horrible.
Yeah, well, the guy that got kicked off the show, man, he was challenging authority. He knew this stuff sucked.
Yes.
I mean, look at the radials on this guy's arms.
That's his hands.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's his hands. Good grief, man! I wonder how many thousands of miles he got off of those hands.
Yeah.
Jerome, I don't know, man.
But that's it. 13 of the worst that I could find, and there's still more to find on the 80s. There were a couple. There were at least half a dozen more that I didn't even mention.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it for not mentioning that. We can probably guarantee there won't be a part 2 of this kind of show.
You know that there will be.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be kicking and screaming all the way. Like, you want to do what? I don't know if we can think of the bad shows that were in the 90s.
Mark.
Yeah.
Is that the equivalent of Florida going, hold my beer?
Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, we can edit this out of this.
No. Me and Rachel are going to have to tag team on this one. The 90s.
This is like what I thankfully I thankfully never watched this show. Okay, that's good, Jen. You guys in the cartoon crew, you guys in the new people too. I'm seeing a lot of new people today. I really appreciate that. What have you done to rise?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What have you done to Rose? She meant to say, what have you done to Rose? And Timothy thinks that was a bad joke, tires, hands, or whatever. Sorry, I was just spinning my wheels. Sorry.
Okay, so here's the thing on Turbo Teen. He turns that way if he overheats. He turns into the car when he overheats. The only way he turns back to a person is he has to cool down.
That makes no sense. He turns into the car when he overheats.
Okay, so here's the question. What if somebody puts luggage in the trunk and he turns back into a human?
Well, then he'd have junk in the trunk.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
There is so many things that they were saying when they were doing this. They just could not. The internal. Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna punch him in the liver too.
Yeah, that Buzz was just saying there was just too many things on this one that even the art department was ready to kill the people involved with this. Yeah, we'll talk later. Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. I got something for both of you.
So there you go. The 1980s. Oh my God, what were they thinking?
Oh my God, what were they thinking? Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jerome's version of things that we definitely hate in the 80s that we really didn't need to remember at all, but he went on and did it anyway. One thing about Saturday morning cartoons is that we just don't focus on typical cartoons that you guys are used to seeing during your youth. We focus also on the bad cartoons that you guys wanted to eliminate from your brain in your youth. And that's the punishment that we get. I am so glad that 2021 has. What's that?
We'll get to it later.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm on another screen. So what is
He
he
asked
saying?
about shirt tails, and we will get to those later. Trust me. I have a use for them later. They fall under a different category.
Yeah. Okay. Brady is giving you compliments, but like I said, mental illness is rampant in this country, so we really don't want to pay much attention to that anyway. Guys, you're not gonna believe what we got coming up for next week. And somebody had already mentioned it in the comment section, so we're just gonna go ahead and abuse him. One of my good friends, guy has the same first name as I do, spelled differently. His name is Mark Street. And this is an invitation to everyone. As long as you're not doing anything like Jerome is doing, we'll allow you to be a co-host on this show. But next week, guys, believe it or not, our good friend Mark Street is coming. What the hell was that, Jerome?
It's my cane, you kids. Get off my lawn.
Oh, yeah, get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. I actually, and I thought, where is your banner? Oh my God, I gotta find your banner here, Mark. Mark, I know you're listening. I know you're watching the show right now, so I want to go ahead and promote you as best I can. So if you just hold on for 1 sec, I'm gonna go ahead and put the banner up the next week. But in the meantime, we're always looking for content, okay, for our Saturday morning shows. Whether you want to stick solely on one show, or if you want to be tortured like Jerome did to us, if you want to go ahead and focus on things that, more than one show. Hold on, I'm concentrating on this banner right now. We're going to put this up. But next week, look at this, guys. I am excited because next week we got Mark Street, as you see. He will be our guest co-host. And obviously, he picked Thunder the Barbarian, so he obviously knows.
We've done a show with Mark before, haven't we? On not a Saturday morning cartoons, but something else.
Yeah, we did another show that he joined in. I think it was an Old Fart show. I think we did.
Yeah.
When Mark was on or something like that. But next week we're going to deal with his knowledge on cartoons, and he has chosen Thunder the Barbarian, which is really
great
cool.
show.
We're looking forward to Mark coming on and having some super interesting stuff to show rather than this week's show. But Mark is stoked, and Brady says Thundar. Where are you? What'd you say, Brady? You say he's. Oh, wait a minute. Next one. There you go.
Yeah.
Thundar rules.
Isn't this one of your favorites, Mark?
Yes, it is. Thundar the Barbarian is one of my favorite shows.
One of my favorites too.
Yeah, I am looking forward to Thundar next week, and
oh yeah. So much behind the scenes stuff on that show too.
So much behind the scenes stuff on it. And hopefully Mark will have some research on it. But he's our co-host, so there'll be four of us with information on Thundar the Barbarian. So we're not going to dominate his show.
Does he know that if he does something wrong, you're going to punch him in the liver also?
No, he's doing something right. So he's already he's got his get out of jail card free. So he's fine right there. So that show is going to be, look, people are already looking forward to it, Mark. So you better be doing your homework. I need to have your video clips and your list at least by Monday, Mark. Okay. So we got the banner, but I just need to get work on your stuff by Monday. Okay.
So
go ahead, Jerome.
So basically you have to tell your friends and family to watch our show for next week.
Yeah. He's spread it on his page and
I'm talking
the banner
about the people in the cartoon crew.
Oh, that too. And I'll have the banner up so you guys can go ahead to grab the banner, go ahead and spread it around on your own pages. Tell them we're doing Thundar. And like I prefaced before, we're going to have a lot of content this year. My focus for me personally, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s. So cartoons in the 60s and 70s were pretty huge for me. Superhero cartoons, as you can see, Space Ghost was one of my favorite superheroes, as you can see on my screen right here. And it's just a lot of stuff and we can't get through an entire show talking about everything based on one show. There's just a lot of content we can't do in an hour or 90 minutes. So we try and show as much as we possibly can each and every week. We've done, I think, 3 Scooby-Doo shows. Is that right?
4.
Hey, I want to show you guys something that Garrett did. I'm going to punch him in the liver too. But this is not fair, and I'm going to get my lawyer.
Love it. It's perfect.
Okay,
Mark does own that hat.
See,
Yes.
you guys can go ahead and talk all you want about.
No, wait a minute,
how-
Mark. I defended that it wasn't you for 2 important reasons.
I can't find my hat either, but go ahead. What?
Mark, first off, Mark doesn't play the piano.
Yes, that's one.
And second of all, there was there's this poster of the movie, and the guy is standing next to a cat.
Right.
Mark would never be caught dead next to a cat. You know
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I may be, feeding on it, but if I'm anywhere near it, that's the only thing that you're gonna do. So anyway, Garrett from the HWWS crew, and by the way, if you guys frequent the HWWS network, you'll find a lot of shows, a lot of talented people. We have a variety of things that we do with the HWWS family. And I would hope that you guys would just explore what we have there. That may be something that you actually like other than our show. So do that. And this is 2021. And I'm just so happy to actually made it into 2021 because I had to get out of 2020 somehow. It was just horrible. Tim made a good point on things that I love. Yep, those are some of the boys. They need a movie. I agree. Absolutely right. So next week, it's going to, I almost said next year. Next week, it's going to be Thunder the Barbarian and Ukla the Mock. I don't know what that Mock is. The Mock, M-O-K is spelled. So looking forward to Mark's show next week. I'm glad you guys join us. This is us signing off. We're just going to say goodbye. It's been Saturday morning cartoons for each and every one of you guys. We try.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
May I do a quick plug? May I do a quick
Yo,
plug?
please, all of you do plugs. Yes, go for it.
My book, Warped Influences, from today until January 6th, the Kindle version is free. So go download it.
Yes.
Amazon.
Please leave me a review.
Oh my God, I'll do that. I don't read, but I'll do that immediately after we, hang up here. And thank God I get to read your book.
Cara read it. She loved it. She handed it off to another author. Okay. Go read the book. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's nothing better than free. So right now till January 6th, Kindle version is free.
Yeah, I like to contribute financially to it as well. But if we're going to get a free version, that's
just do the free.
Do the free.
Do the free.
Do the free.
Yeah, because the more people who download it, the more prominent Amazon will feature her book.
Awesome. All right, guys, we did approximately 1 hour and 19 minutes of this piece of crap, and like I said before,
great show, Jerome.
It is a great show, Jerome. You did a fantastic job on this as always. My co-host crew here is the best that I could ever come up with. So, holy mackerel! You go, Terry. No, that's Sage.
Sage.
No, I can't click on that. What the hell? Anyway.
No, Mark. She expecting you to type it all out.
Yeah, right. Yes, right. Oh, I'll copy and paste the hell out of this thing. That's what you guys. If you can copy and paste the screen and do that. Who are you messaging, Alfred? You're messaging Rose. Yes, to get the name. What was that name again?
Warped Influences is the name of the book.
Warped Influences
By R.M. Rose. So
R.M. Rose. Gotcha.
R.M. Rose is my
obviously.
Nathan's a first-time watcher. Welcome, Nathan.
Welcome,
Nathan.
That's great.
Yeah, good to see you. Come back. Come up with some suggestions if you like to co-host or something you'd like to see us do. Just go ahead. We have a cartoon crew. We have a MBL Entertainment Saturday morning cartoons. We have God, I didn't even put that up today. I made out a whole
page, don't we?
Yeah, I made a whole marketing banner on this, and I did not do it. But
that's just because you were in pain.
I was in pain knowing what we were gonna get hit with. So I don't know if I can get this up real quick, but
and then
Nathan,
Timothy Dum Dum here Dugan was a first time watcher himself. Thank you for coming on.
Do you know who Do you know who Dum Dum Dugan is?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and tell them while I'm doing
Dum
this
Dum
research.
Dugan was a member of the Howling Commandos with Sergeant Fury in the MCU.
Yes, and who was he played by in the Captain America movies?
Oh, now you're asking the hard questions.
Okay.
He had a cigar in his mouth and a bowler.
Yeah, but I just blanked on his name. But he was the bad guy in Arrow and all of the crossover. What was his name? Dark.
Yeah, he was also in Star Trek First Contact too. Not First was it First Contact? No. The one
Yes,
with the
he
Borg.
was. Yes,
The
he
Borg.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Borg one,
they went out on the ship to try to get the
Yeah.
Borg to get off of the and he was, of course, took over. But anyway, this is. Let me get this comment off.
Neil McDough.
Yeah,
After this
McDonough.
McDonough.
Neil
Yeah.
McDonough. Yeah.
Okay, but hey, our email is cartooncrew@gmail.com, where you can go to NBO Entertainment Saturday Morning Cartoons Facebook page. We're also on Saturday Morning Cartoons YouTube channel. Make sure you have NBL Entertainment Group under that, because I think there's another Saturday Morning Crew out there too, so we don't get confused. So you can find us on Facebook, YouTube. Watch us as often as you can.
On the HWWS web page or YouTube channel, there are older shows. If you want to go watch some of our other shows.
We have at least 2 years worth of shows on that channel. And Timothy, we're not a podcast, we're a webcast. So I want to make sure we get that distinction awarded to us. I'm not a fan of the term podcast, but we are a webcast because you can see us and see what we do. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. I think we're going to call it a quits now for you guys. Appreciate you. Love you all. See you next week. Thundar, the Barbarian. I got to try and impersonate that voice.
And his powerful
Thundar,
sun
the Barbarian. And his sun, what's it called? It's a sun sword. Sun sword. Right. And it's powerful. Say that fast 3 times. Sun sword. Sun sword. Yeah, you're not going to do it. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. We're out of here. We're gone. We're going to go and have some lunch and maybe late breakfast, second breakfast, whatever. I think
this concludes our broadcast day.
There you go. This concludes our broadcast day. I like that. See you guys later.